welcome to the Tambio TC channel. This will be the last of these, but I did kind of a collaborative effort with my friend Dave. He gave me some points to work on as well as me. We contributed. Uh, I'm sure that nobody will think the way that they do with the title of this video, but I think we did a good job collaboratively, finally kind of make it, also have Mika in the background, finally putting kind of an end to just how how stupid Ragebait is in general and why it's perceived as such. So ironically too, the same day I ran into a ad on when I was listening to some Iron Maiden on Spotify, and it was like an ABC News ad or something, and one of the people interviewed in it said, "It's all rage bait nowadays. That's all you see everywhere," and it's like, interesting. So that was ironic to pop up. But I wrote some things. I didn't write this as cohesively, so I'm gonna try and make it as cohesive. But rage bait as an idea, and this is part of what Dave contributed, is a way of somebody being mean and then turning around and saying that it's a joke or a prank, as essentially as an excuse. Like someone does something nasty, and then they turn around and try they as if they had a roadmap, kind of like Star Wars, where it was a plan from the start all along, even though you know it isn't. They just turn around and say, "It's a prank, bro. It's a prank." Essentially, they don't have to exactly say it like that, of course. Uh, and start saying that. To make it's all about making somebody mad and then pretending there is no consequences to it. It's clear that not only were people on that doing that exact same thing in my comments for that previous video too below, but they felt they needed to uh, protect a YouTuber and or streamer that they felt attacked. Even though me, I'm a 200 sub count channel. I am not that big a channel yet, so why would I matter in that regard on the on the previous version of that video? Otherwise, why did people not only bother to comment, but comment the rage baiting attention desperate way they did? Rage baiting also feels very attention desperate. It's essentially just bullying. Because a lot of bullies use rage baiting as a tactic to get attention and such. And even though there was somebody that commented my video wasn't relevant, and I agree there's problems with it, but it's ironic that the title was technically relevant. That was under their nose the whole time, and they were the ones responsible for making it relevant. But I had toxic community in it, and I'm guessing most of the people that commented on that video might have been from somewhat an Asmongold like community. I mean, otherwise, once again, why would they comment the way they did? And most of the comments I got were pretty nasty and trying to be rude and even rage bait themselves. So the irony of that title just looking more relevant and right because of the people that decided to come into that chat and say the things they said. So they ironically turns on themselves because they're making that title look relevant because of their actions and words. So good job. So let's see. Also, people saying that I remember. I'll get to this actually later. So Asmongold didn't need to do anything in his community, but his community came to me and showed how toxic they were, also making the title ironically fitting and relevant. I didn't need to say anything relevant or relevant stuff in that video just for something to turn out relevant. Once again, this stuff just writes itself. Rage baiting is you trying to grab attention and then pretending you had a roadmap, like Star Wars, ironically, that this was the plan all along. The sad part is it feels like it's more degrading to resort to something for someone, especially someone with a big audience, like a YouTuber or streamer who's really big, to resort to the tactic that just an average bully would do. Somehow it feels more degrading and pathetic and sad to do that. And it also feels like somebody who, uh, like, you already have a bunch of power, and it feels like that person has to uh, abuse or use that power in some way. So let's see. Big audience has to resort to it instead of the equivalent of basically nobody or just an individual that doesn't really have a big audience. It's even more sad and pathetic that way. It is just purely bullying. There is no other way to look at it. You say I'm on the high horse, but you're on an infinite tower of pretentiousness and dumbassery. I just thought that was a silly thing to say. That was more of a joke, but whatever. And then again, people would do the same thing with frickin' rage baiting, so ironic once again. So you have that dominating power, so that you can have that dominating power over someone as well. That is also what rage baiting is used for. Which, in Asmon's position, doesn't he already have more than enough of that power, technically? So why should he feel like he needs to use it, like some corrupt leader or something? And this is what he chose. All right. I also remember getting a comment that read, "It's funny how people focus on a smaller, less significant situation instead of covering like Hassan or Mizkif. That stuff is hilarious." Yeah, I had a comment that said that. It was the dumbest comment when you think about it. Here's why. It is, and so I add, it is hilarious how bad that comment is, and I'm going to make some Harry Potter jokes kind of here. First off, plenty, much bigger than me YouTubers and streamers have already talked about this. So 50 points from House Dumbass. And second, the biggest flaw of that comment, and I'm blown away they didn't even think of this, but where the frick did they? So they used Mizkif and Hassan's name in the comment. Where do you think they heard those names from the way they did to form the comment they did? It's almost like word got a lot of word about their situation got around from maybe some even bigger YouTubers and streamers. Hmm. Let's just take away all your house points, dumbass. But yeah, like he said if he didn't use their names the way he did, then it wouldn't have been a problem, or didn't use the names at all. He should have just said there are bigger things to tackle. But instead, he used them by name as if he either heard from somebody else or he heard from those people themselves uh, about the situation. And the reason I tackled Esmongold was it wasn't as talked about. Also, another good point, uh, I'm not a drama channel. I choose what I want to do. It's my freaking channel. I choose what I want to talk about. And there's people saying I'm whining and stuff. I told Dave about that too. He thought, geez, the comments are just really stupid in general. Those comments were freaking terrible. I am not a drama channel. I try to focus on other things. It's only like once in a while where I talk about something I'm passionate about or have something that maybe I want to contribute or say. The only reason I tackled on this was, well, previous mentioned things, but also because not many people were talking about it at the time. And it would be boring if I tackled the Hassan and Miskif thing. I think those are terrible situations. A guy shocking his dog in that whole scenario, as well as the guy, ironically, also, by the way, suing Asmongold. Some irony there when it comes to the stuff I've been talking about. I don't think he's going to win that. I think obviously that's I'm trying to remember the channel specifically. I think it's Quintheo or something. Quintheo that's been covering that for a while now. Yeah, that's one example of a big YouTuber. I think Atazi finally touched on it too, and we know Moist Critical has as well. Uh, if I touched on those, then nobody would be talking about other stuff. So I decided to talk about Asmongold because I used to watch the guy, uh, and I just, yeah, I don't really care. Let's get another picture of boobs on the screen for you guys. There we go. Uh, that'll distract you. But yeah, I made my choice. I made my choice to do what I wanted to do. Asmongold made the choice that he wanted to do that day. And you made those people who made those comments made the choice to make dumbass comments the way they did. We all have choices. Either stick with it or don't. Don't be an ass over it. Also, I thought this. So Dave sent this meme. This wasn't even my fault, but he just told me this perfectly sums everything up. Okay, enough of that. But yeah, Dave sent that meme, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. But yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about there. I feel like I don't think I cooked Ragebait, but I feel like I did damage to it to frickin' make it look like a joke, so that when somebody comes around telling me about Ragebait, it's not gonna look very good in front of me because I essentially made it look like the dumbest thing on earth. And I know it's not the dumbest thing, but it's pretty dumb nonetheless, especially after all this. Let's get some other boobs. Nah, I mean, I like her, but yay. By the way, Bey is underrated. A lot of people apparently don't like her. I love her. She's also hot. She is my new video game crush. But anyways, I actually have multiple video game crushes in this game. But who wouldn't? Am I right, boys? No. But I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I want to go to life now, like actual life things. I will be doing some more video game streams, so I don't have to talk about this crap anymore. I was thinking originally of doing this video on my PlayStation while having The Witcher 3 in the background, but I decided not to, as well as my controllers are in a really weird state right now, and I need to get a new one. Because I have a controller that has a right, uh, what is it? The frickin' right trigger? No, left trigger, sorry, it's constantly going off, which is frickin' annoying. And then I have a gold controller that is having some problems trying to charge in the first place. The chargers suck. I need to get a new charger as well. But also, it's jump, the button that I use for jump, I think it's the Y button in a lot of games, is not working at all. It is not freaking working. I tried things like cleaning the controller and all sorts of crap just to see like if it would work, and yeah, I think it's just dead. I need to get a new controller. I might go for a PS5 controller. I've never used the PS5 controller because I don't really care for the new consoles, honestly, but maybe I'll go for that. That'll be interesting. First time for me. But you have an awesome day, and just like Carl Weezer, I gotta say, hi, Jimmy's mom. Been doing that a lot lately. But I just love using freaking Carl Weezer's voice. I've actually been planning another video, by the way, where it's the thumbnail of Beetlejuice doing the "It's Showtime" thing, and I was thinking of doing his voice throughout out it, and it's me playing Nikkei, Girls Frontline, and um, Snowbreak in the live stream. And while I have that thumbnail, I also want to have the title of the video, though, titled "It's Goonin' Time." I just thought that sounded really funny to do. So I hope I can do that for the channel, and I also want to do some more Witcher stuff. I want to do some more Mass Effect stuff, and some more Fallout New Vegas. I finally got that New Vegas NCR Ranger figure, which is awesome. I love that thing. I'm just really happy with what I got recently. I also got really very, oh, sorry. I got really happy because I got, so I love, I, no, I hate mystery boxes, but I got so lucky on the Godzilla mystery. I think it's like the Metallic series, Wave 5. I'm a giant Gigan fan. I love Gigan. He's like my favorite kaiju in the Godzilla series. I got so lucky finally getting Gigan in that set. And I opened them in front of the store owner too. He thought it was awesome. So I got that, and I love it. I love that I got the little guy, and I have them set up. You probably can see them in some of my previous videos showing some of the stuff, how I decorated my room and stuff. I gotta find a place for these Pezzes as well because I have that whole collection now, and I gotta find a place to put them too. Uh, and I started making the whole unhinged thing a freaking running joke on the channel as well. My friend actually contributed some to that. He said his Ultraman collection is unhinged, and I said his Transformers collection is unhinged. We were just saying each other's collections were unhinged. So it's just kind of making the word unhinged look like a joke in of itself because I don't feel like anybody in those comments knew how to use words 100% properly and for the right scenario. So whatever. But I hope you have a awesome day nonetheless. We all have our own perspectives, opinions, and so on and so forth. Don't take things out of context. I don't know if people necessarily felt that they were insulted or that they were threatened by at all. That is not the point, anyways, nor the intentions. But with the way people reacted to those videos, it certainly seemed like they took it that way. And do not is what my only advice. Do not with that. Once again, I'm a small channel, yet people are treating me like I'm going to be a big deal on this sort of stuff. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. I got like a little over 200 subscribers. So why are you attacking me the way you are? It makes no frickin' sense. Like in this case, when it's a smaller channel talking about a little subject, why should it matter that much to you? Like, do you honestly think I'm going to make any kind of dent? Then why do you act as if it does and comment the way you do? So it's just weird. It's just really weird. And I don't think people think about that when they're making those types of comments. I barely, oops, sorry. I barely got any, like, I think I only got like one nice comment in all of those comments. And I had like, what, 60 comments going on that video? I got one. Not only going back to the whole like toxic community thing, because I'm pretty sure all those people being nasty were maybe from his community or just people passing by, nonetheless still made that title look relevant just because of how nasty they were being and such. And only one person was somewhat nice. That's ridiculous. And it also doesn't seem like people know how to form or structure, like, because I've had some big comments come to, matter of fact, one of the first comments on one of those videos was gigantic. So the irony of people coming at my comments, as well as it's just kind of the way I talk and write things down. Uh, that's just me. That's my personality and such. So I just always have something to say. And that's always been a problem with me, where if I don't get to say it, then I just forget it, and it just kind of eggs and chews away at my mind, so to say. So I have to write it down. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that feeling, but it's not unhinged, and it's not me needing to touch grass or anything. Like I touch grass plenty. You know the funny thing, the other day, besides the video I made with me walking through some woods, that's actually a nice area to walk through. I wasn't expecting anybody to be on that trail when I was walking that, but it was nice to see some very adorable dogs um, that people were taking for their walk. And I walked from one town to the next because I needed to do shopping and I didn't have anybody for a ride. Even Dave, sadly, his car is yeah, he sold his car and he's gonna have to get a new one, I believe. But yeah, I had no ride, so I walked from one town to the other and back, and now my legs are in great pain. So somebody ironically saying to me, touch grass. Also, smoke grass. I don't smoke. I don't get into any kind of drugs. I never want to. So, and I feel like people saying that kind of stuff have done that themselves plenty of times, ironically. I mean, you said it, you dealt it. You smelt it, you dealt it. No. But yeah, I think that is now everything. I kind of dragged out on the end there. But hey, it's kind of live stream. I mean, I'll get things out. You can't always think of every little thing that you want to talk about, hence why there would be multiple videos, as well as things that maybe you forgot to cover. So there we go. This was kind of a collaborative effort. I do wish Dave was here. He doesn't always have the schedule for it, but nonetheless, and I also think when it comes to like those comments and such and live streams, like you also have to think about like the times they were published or made too. Same with comments, so to truly get like an idea of a person and how much they're willing to comment or make videos and such. I do have free time, but mostly because I'm waiting on certain other things to happen. I've been wanting to go to college for, actually, ironically, some art related stuff. And then, though I have to wait on that because the semester hasn't started for that yet, but it is getting close. And then there's the fact that my boss, who I was doing some photography for, uh, had a lot going on in his life, as well as he is working on a uh, I don't remember what the word for it is, but it's kept me from being able to do that work or at least get that work in for him, sadly. So I gotta wait a little while until he's all set. He had a bunch of other stuff go on crazy, where his wife had a stroke, sadly, and he lost his son. Yeah, some ridiculous stuff happened, sadly, to my boss. And he's a good friend of mine too. I'm glad to have him, and yeah, it just was really sad hearing that stuff, and I'm glad to see that he's pushing through though. But yeah, he's had a lot of stuff, and it has kind of prevented me from doing my work a little bit, but I don't blame him with everything that's going on. Um, but I don't really want to go into more detail on the scenario. Oh, I guess if there's one more thing, he sadly had his both of his cars wrecked. I can't remember exactly how that happened, but yeah, it was just really bad timing for him. And right now he has to like rent a car. So there's just a lot going on in general. Um, so if you do see me with a lot of free time, that's why. There are other times where I don't have that free time and have to do stuff such as shopping. I walk everywhere. I don't drive a car. I don't know. I don't see myself as particularly a good driver or safe or anything. It's just a lot to take in for me. Someone like me that just like I don't know if I could do driving. It's just a big worry of mine. I can probably do like take the bus. And the reason I walk everywhere is because I need to exercise. I really need to exercise. I'm trying to exercise and eat better. It doesn't always help, but I really need to do that stuff, hence why I do it. Um, but yeah, I love walking. I've done walking for a long time now, and I used to walk from one town to the next constantly. Like so many different days. So, or almost every day. I even walked just to get to my like a movie theater that was further out from me. Um, and I've even walked like multiple different streets just to get used to the area and such and to know my paths and such. I'm not good with memorizing street names and such, but I can kind of memorize like layouts a little bit. Even though I feel like if you put me in a maze, I wouldn't truly be able to find my way out unless I hugged like the left wall or something. That would be the only way to do that. But nonetheless, I hope you found something interesting here. I don't know if I would say enjoyed, but nonetheless, I hope you have an awesome day. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. And once again, I try to get to all comments, but I'm thinking that if they're going to be nasty comments, I'm just going to purely delete them. Um, there's no other way of putting it than that. So. I think I should have relied on doing that before too, because it seemed like most of the comments were nasty ones. But I felt like there were some things, and sometimes I thought it funny to kind of put those people in their place if they were going to be acting up like that. As well as I did have genuine like criticisms and such, as well as things to debunk to say that I found with those. For example, the comment I touched on in this video earlier on because I've been dragging out saying this stuff. But bye bye. Sorry for this being long. Bye.